Hello, hello, hello. It's Tuesday, April 30th. Welcome back to CC TitleTown. It's episode 9. I'm your host, Chris. Back with my co-host, Cameron. Cameron, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. We've had quite a bit go on in the sports world these last couple weeks.
Since the last time we talked.
Yeah.
Well, not you and me, but, to our great audience out there.
Audience, yeah.
No, there's been a ton going on.
Yeah. NBA playoffs, NFL draft, and
Baseball's starting to pick up a little bit.
Yeah, through its first month of the season.
Yep.
My Cubbies are looking back to normal.
Not quite. I wouldn't say quite normal.
Oh no, they've been playing a lot better.
Yeah, I think they're what 7-3 in their last 10.
Yeah,
I think I saw.
Yep. So.
Yeah,
I'll take that. They can do that every 10 games.
White Sox on a nice little 3-game win streak.
Yeah, they're doing all right.
They still got some time, but
yeah,
they definitely look better than they have been. That's for sure.
Yeah, they got lucky with Eloy Jimenez only being out for a couple weeks with that ankle sprain.
Yeah, exactly.
That looked kind of scary.
It did look scary.
For a minute.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah, no, so, but like we said, we got a lot to talk about. And I think unfortunately, we weren't able to give our pre-draft, like our own pre-mock draft for the NFL.
Right. Yeah.
But that's okay. There's so many of those out there. There's only one CC TitleTown, so
yeah, that's right.
I'd rather give our analysis of the aftermath of the draft.
That's right. Yeah. Obviously,
I guess the question is, let's start it with this way: were there any? Obviously, there was one, but were there any more shocking, picks that kind of either happened early or some people that fell that were kind of, like, whoa, I didn't really see that coming?
Clelin Ferrell out of Clemson, great player. But going to the Raiders with the number 4 pick, I thought that was a little bit of a reach for them.
Right.
I thought there were better players available that would have suited them.
Right.
But they went for the player that was going to fit, I think, their system.
Right.
Probably over the player that was most talented. But at that 4 pick, you got to get the best player on the board. And if you're going to go defense, there was plenty of options available.
There was tons of options. And it's one of those things in the NFL draft, I feel like almost any first round. There's so many, there's 7 rounds. So many players get drafted, but it's so hard to determine. He could turn out to be an all-pro defensive lineman.
Sure.
But just from the draft, from college, from all the pre-draft stuff, it looked like a reach for sure.
A little bit of a reach. He's still a first-round talent.
Yeah.
But
I'd definitely first-round talent.
Mid to late first round.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. He looked great against Notre Dame. You saw the game. Their whole D-line did. But
yeah, I think the 3 of them went in the first round.
Yeah, and it was clear.
Yeah, exactly.
When we saw him play.
Absolutely.
So.
But yeah, no, I agree. I think that was a bit of a reach, and I honestly think that pick gets overlooked because of the other one that really shocked almost everybody was the Daniel Jones to the Giants at 6. Nobody talks about the Farrell pick so much just because of the Giants picking Jones at 6.
Well, part of the reason they don't, we'll get to why the Daniel Jones pick is just I can't believe they picked him.
Right, yeah.
But Farrell, you can kind of make an argument for him being the 4 pick as far as fit goes for the Raiders. They play, I want to say, a 4-3 style.
Yeah, they do.
Defense. Yeah, they play a 4-3 style defense. He played the 4-3 style defense at Clemson. You could see maybe, okay, he'll fit in our system better. There's nothing that we need to really teach him. But
go ahead, sorry.
No, obviously the Daniel Jones pick at 6 for the Giants is just a complete reach. Nobody had even heard of this guy going into the draft. And that's not a knock on him, really. It's just you look at the numbers and everything.
It's not comparable to some of the other players.
No.
And what I was going to say before we, kind of move on from the Farrell thing, it's kind of it's shocking, but it's not, because like you look at all these mock drafts by the pros, by Kuiper and all of them, and you didn't see him in the top 5 in really any of them.
That's true. Yeah.
Which kind of goes to show you, like, hey, really anything can happen. You never really know what's on these coaches, GMs, scouts' mind going into draft day.
Right.
Yeah,
no, exactly.
There's always going to be those surprises, and which makes it even more awesome than it is, because you never know what's going to happen. Along with the Daniel Jones pick, like you said, like that pick probably made sense to the Giants and only the Giants.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I mean,
like, which is all that really matters.
Yeah.
From the Giants standpoint, like,
it's their franchise.
Like, they don't care necessarily what other people think outside of the organization. If they think that that's the guy, they're going to take him.
It's their terrible franchise.
Yeah. That's only going downhill from here.
It sure seems that way. I don't know.
But that's another thing. Like, sure, he could turn out to be, a potential franchise quarterback. But from what we've seen, from what we've read, from the statistics we've matched up to other quarterbacks, like we've talked about, it doesn't make a lot of sense, honestly.
No, it really doesn't. The obvious pick there had to be Dwayne Haskins. Even like Drew Lock.
Yeah.
On most people's, quarterback, list was ahead of Daniel Jones.
Exactly.
So, I mean, let's look at just some quick. I mean, these are really quick stats here. Daniel Jones, 52 touchdowns in 3 years at Duke. Serviceable. Like, he was a pretty good quarterback at Duke. And he played for Duke. I mean, and that's you don't have all the talent surrounding you that you would at other schools like Ohio State, where Dwayne Haskins threw for 50 touchdowns in one season.
In his final season there, yeah.
Finished third in the Heisman. I mean, and he's a pocket passer. He's a traditional NFL passer.
Big body too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so is Jones. He's 6'5".
Right.
220 plus.
A little more athletic than he probably looks to.
Yeah. But you can't say that, oh, well, Dwayne Haskins is a system quarterback necessarily. You can't, in a sense of Texas Tech.
Right, exactly.
Or, an Oklahoma or, Exactly. You can't say that he's that kind of system quarterback. Obviously, he's got great talent around him.
Right.
But still, I mean, how do you pass on that?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to, like, try and put yourself in the Giants' position and put the pieces together to, like, come to a decision where it's like, okay, I can see where this makes sense.
Right.
I
really just question
like
the guys
because,
making
like,
decisions.
he's not going to be a day one starter.
No.
He'll be under Eli for at least a year.
Yeah.
And then by then it's kind of like, I don't know if they, like, saw character traits that were similar to Eli's that they liked. Like,
well, he's
know.
family friends of the Mannings.
Yeah. I did see that.
He's good with the Mannings. They like him. So maybe that's what they were going off of.
Right.
That's been
and
the
that's
reports.
all skeptical, yeah.
But I just don't see how you pass on Dwayne Haskins. He's a pro style quarterback.
Or a defensive player.
You definitely
lost Landon Collins and Vernon. Two of your best defensive players gone. One to division rival.
Right.
Landon Collins.
Yeah.
So it's like, I get it. I mean, they could have went defense too.
Mm-hmm.
Which.
And guess what? Guess who would have been there at 17? Your boy Daniel Jones.
Exactly.
So
they had to have, unless, I don't know, like, unless teams were high on him that were hiding it or something, but, like, if they were that scared, it's kind of like a couple years ago when the Bears drafted Trubisky at 2 and traded up one spot to get him. Like,
dumb.
They probably could have got him at 3. One pick later.
They've made some better decisions since then.
Oh,
they had to, otherwise
good decisions.
They'd have been fired.
But, like, I mean, think of Daniel Jones, if he turns out to be even as good as Trubisky is now, which is kind of like, not saying Trubisky's, he's mid-level quarterback, probably on the higher end, but he's not great, but
he's improving.
Yeah,
but
he's young. But, like, say in his second, third year, Daniel Jones is at that spot.
Okay.
Trubisky went second, Daniel Jones went 6. So, I mean, I'd be okay with that as the Giants.
I don't know if you... Well, it's going to depend. It's going to really all depend on how Dwayne Haskins does. If he turns into, top 10 quarterback,
right?
The Giants missed
big
time. And guess what? You get to face him twice a year.
Right. Yeah, I mean, the same thing happened. Mahomes and Watson went after Trubisky.
Don't get me started, man. I want to like Trubisky, and I'm starting to more. But don't get me started on that, please. It still hurts a little bit.
Really?
A little bit.
Bro, I'm a fan.
I like Trubisky, but...
I mean, don't get me wrong. He's no Mahomes, but he's not... Watson ain't yards above him, in my opinion.
He's still better.
Okay, but one, there's time to get improved. Watson has DeAndre Hopkins, who is top 3 receiver in the league.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm just saying.
I got you, but the numbers...
They're coming.
Okay.
In one season.
And also...
There's a lot that goes into this, first of all.
Mitchell Trubisky has an offensive mastermind.
Now. Not in his rookie season.
Now he does, I'm saying. So that's going to benefit. That benefited him last year, and it's going to continue to benefit him.
Right.
Okay, what if Deshaun Watson had that?
I don't know.
Last year. What if he had Matt Nagy?
I don't know.
I mean, sheesh.
Well, maybe.
I mean,
but they still don't have any type of running game. Lamar Miller is done past his prime. He's donezo.
Exactly, and he still puts up numbers. That's what I'm saying. Deshaun Watson is the truth.
I'm not saying he's not good.
So okay, let's get off this Trubisky topic, and
I'm just saying, you're hating on Trubisky.
I'm not trying to. I'm just saying.
Week 3, you were like, bro, he is not the answer. He is not the guy. Week 16, like, bro, he's the guy. I'm on the train.
Time out. I said I'm thinking about buying a train ticket.
Yeah. I'm at the South Shore right now.
The South Shore station. I might have to get off at the McCormick station. Yeah, no.
I'm not saying he's definitely not on their level. I don't care what you say. Watson is not on Mahomes' level.
No.
There's not maybe another quarterback that is on Mahomes' level.
But he's only
right.
Gonna get better.
Trubisky's not far behind Watson, is all I'm saying.
Right. I can agree with that, but you still missed. And the biggest thing about that whole thing for me was the fact that they traded up one spot,
right,
and traded 4 draft picks.
Yeah.
When you're rebuilding, you need those.
But did you see real quick before we need to get back on topic?
Sure.
Solomon Thomas, who the 49ers drafted with the 3rd pick, was on the trading block before the draft.
All right, and
that pick was wasted.
Well, guess what?
We got Khalil Mack out of that whole deal.
Okay, but
the best thing that could have happened to Chicago.
We didn't get Khalil Mack out of that whole deal. We traded 4 picks away.
If the Trubisky trade didn't happen, we would have never got it.
Because the front office wouldn't have been looking to save their ass. That's why.
Right, because they probably had to draft a quarterback this year if they didn't.
Yeah, no kidding.
But
anyways, back on Daniel Jones and this whole situation with the Giants.
Right.
There's a reason the Giants drafted 6 overall. Right.
Yeah.
There's a reason. There's a reason that they're going to be probably in the top 10, maybe 5 draft picks again next year because they're a bad franchise.
They're going to lean too much. Well, he's not going to play this year.
No. They're comfortable sitting him 3 years.
Yeah, they
behind Eli Manning. Are you serious? He's washed up.
Oh, well, now that, there's nobody to breathe down Eli's neck besides the front office now.
And they're saying that Eli doesn't have a contract past this year yet.
Well, they also were saying this is the best he's looked this summer in 5 years. I just read it. Yeah.
Don't give me that. Give me production on the field.
Right. We'll see. I mean, time will tell. Their defense got worse. They picked up Golden Tate, but I mean,
he's a serviceable receiver. He's a good receiver.
Yeah.
In the NFL.
And Shepard's not bad, and Evan Ingram, and they have Barkley. I mean, they have enough weapons to put up, some points. But
if Eli's going to be any kind of successful, Barkley needs to touch the ball 30 times a game. And I don't know if you want to. Do you want to do that?
Right, early and then run him down.
Yeah.
I mean, look at McCaffrey. He touches the ball.
Yeah.
And probably he's close to them. And he's a beast.
Yeah.
I mean, they have the pieces. They need to, put them together. But they're like you said, they'll be in the top 10 for sure next year. And
probably the year after that.
Yeah.
And the year after that, you just traded Odell Beckham after you signed him to a 5-year, $95 million contract.
You almost knew that was happening.
I mean, but why would you do that?
They got what they thought would be a replacement for Landon Collins and Jabril Peppers from Cleveland, and I don't remember exactly what draft picks they got, but didn't they get?
They got some draft picks. Second?
I think so. Yeah, I don't think they got a first.
But I'm sorry, but Odell's he's a generational talent, and now you draft a quarterback that probably needs a receiver like that.
Right.
Come on, what are they doing? What are they do? They don't even know what they're doing, dude. No. You and I can run a better front office than them right now. We would not have picked Daniel Jones with the 6th pick in the draft.
No, we wouldn't.
With the information that maybe they're just getting bad information. Maybe their scouts are terrible. I don't know, but that front office has got to go. I'm not even a Giants fan, and I'm getting upset about this.
Well, and maybe, obviously they weren't looking for who's the best right now. Who can we plug in right now to play the quarterback for us? Maybe it's who will be the best in 5 years. You know what I mean?
I mean, Daniel Jones showed you what he's going to do in 3 years at Duke.
Right.
I gave you the touchdown numbers.
Right.
Dwayne Haskins put up 50 touchdowns in 1 year. He only started 1 year at Ohio State. Now, I understand that a lot of the quarterbacks that have been successful in the NFL have started multiple years. But if Haskins is putting up 50 touchdowns in a year, who's not to say that he won't get better?
Right.
I mean, he's not going to put up more than 50. I'm not predicting that, but I'm saying who's to say he won't get better? This dude is a lifer at quarterback. He was at Ohio State's camp as a kid, saying, I'm going to be quarterback for the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Right.
This dude is a baller. He's a game he is built for this quarterback position. You saw the little press conference he gave after he got drafted. The league done messed up.
He was mad as hell.
Man,
it's okay. Well, he's got to prove it, and until then, it's chop suey for me. So
all right, man, we'll see.
I'm trying my best to back up the Giants here. And, I mean, there's really nothing that you can do. But
just got to really wait and hope for the best. You won't find out in 3 to 5 years. Really.
Right. But we've seen plenty of quarterbacks kill it in college, come in, and not kill it. Fair. So, what if Haskins comes out and shits the bed? There'll be hella excuses because the Redskins ain't got nobody on offense to help him. Their offensive line is not that good. Although I will say, I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this right. LSU running back Guice is it Juice? It's like Guice.
Yeah, they called him Juice at LSU.
Yeah, exactly. He tore his ACL, but I think he's going to be a beast if he comes back healthy.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like the Redskins are loaded on offense.
I mean, I get it.
Haskins wouldn't have put up 50 touchdowns without the players he had around him at Ohio State.
He'd have put more than 22, which is what Daniel Jones did his last year at
So
Duke.
You think if Haskins was put in Duke's offense, he'd have put up more
better
than
numbers? Yes.
By far, he wouldn't have put up 50 touchdowns.
He'd have put up 30 something.
Maybe 30 max.
Is that
I can't even name another player on Duke's offense.
It's okay.
I wouldn't. I couldn't even.
To.
Right. You're right.
It doesn't matter. The production wasn't there. They're saying his arm talent's okay. It's average.
Average.
They like him. He's a cerebral kid. He's smart. Some people are saying, maybe he doesn't have that it factor, that killer instinct. I don't know, but to me, just listening to Haskins and see what he did on the field, seeing everything that has led up to him coming to Ohio State tells me that he's got it, whatever it is.
Right.
That everyone talks about.
Right.
So, I don't know, maybe in interviews Haskins didn't show that to other teams or whatever, but man, I think the league done messed up.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying, I'm going to roll with that.
Okay. Yeah, and kill is kill. So
okay, yeah.
Daniel Jones said it best. Kill is kill.
No, he didn't. No, his other buddy from Duke, Zion Williamson,
Right.
said that. So
I don't know, man. Time will tell. Like you said, the numbers will speak. Daniel Jones probably won't play this season. So, okay, let's put it this way. Since we both think Daniel Jones won't play, obviously Haskins is going to have the upper hand, but, I mean, what are we expecting from him?
I mean, he'll probably start.
Well, yeah, Alex Smith might not even come back ever.
Yeah.
Colt McCoy, see ya. He's a good backup, but he ain't starting.
Right. He'll probably start. I don't want to say he's going to put up Baker-like numbers next year, but...
Because he's not.
Well, no. Baker broke the rookie
touchdown
record.
That's what I'm saying, because
he
won't.
In fewer games than, everyone else that's had an attempt at that. But
I'm not getting on that hype train either.
Oh, man, you sound like Stephen A. Smith.
That's okay.
Over here.
You're going to have to show me.
All right, fair enough. But they got the number. They got it on paper.
Okay, yeah, anyway, a lot of teams do.
Yeah, sure. Anyway, I think, he'll have a nice rookie season. He's gonna have
rookie of the year, offensive. There's not a lot of running backs, wide receivers that are coming into play, like Barkley, obviously.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
He should be kind of the front runner.
Him and Murray.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be hard for Kyler to succeed. I think his first couple
Depends.
years. I don't know. They're gonna put it. He's got that system with Cliff Kingsbury. We'll see about him. But, yeah, I mean, Haskins is going to have every opportunity to succeed.
Right, yeah.
The Redskins weren't terrible last year.
No, they weren't.
Let's be real.
No, they weren't terrible.
So we'll see. I mean, I think he's going to have a good rookie season. People are going to walk away from his season thinking like, oh, wow, like the Giants really.
So you think are they going to. Right. Yeah, I think everybody's going to say that until we see Daniel Jones go out there and play.
Right.
But are they going to leave saying, okay, this is what we expected from Haskins, or, oh, this is more? You know what I mean?
I think I don't want to say he's going to, I never want to say somebody's going to exceed expectations.
Right.
I don't think we really know.
Because they're normally always set higher than they should be.
Yeah. I think he'll meet them.
Yeah.
Though.
Right.
I think he'll put up something like maybe 20-ish touchdowns.
Yeah.
Maybe double-digit interceptions.
Right.
He's a rookie.
It's going to happen. They make mistakes.
But this dude's got the potential to be really, really good.
Yeah, no. He's got all the attributes.
Yeah.
I agree.
So, yeah.
I'll be anxious to see it. It'll be, like I said, you're going to have to show me.
The league done messed up, Chris.
We'll see. Other than that, though, I mean, the draft kind of went accordingly. Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
That I can really... I mean, if we could talk about the Bears for a minute. I know we're both Bears fans. Obviously, it wasn't an exciting draft for them.
No, it wasn't nothing exciting, but they had a solid...
For what they had, they worked with it fairly well. They got a nice replacement for Jordan Howard in Montgomery. Who on tape, and honestly I didn't know too much about him before this, but on the tape that I've watched, he looks,
I mean, man, dude's hard to tackle.
Yeah, no.
Beast mode in college.
He's kind of got those, like, not quite like, but Barkley-esque thighs, like thicker lower body strength.
Yeah,
like
definitely
way
doesn't
up there.
have the speed.
No, he doesn't have the breakaway speed for sure.
But, yeah, I mean, the power is there.
Right.
And that's kind of what you're replacing
with Howard.
With Howard,
right?
He was kind of the power back, and then you've still got Tariq Cohen for the Bears,
and they signed that Mike Davis.
Yeah, and
from
Mike
Seattle.
Davis. They're gonna have a nice backfield.
Yeah,
I think next
they're
year.
all gonna get some good PT, and they're all gonna find their way into the playbook, I think.
And I have all the faith in Matt Nagy, not necessarily Mitchell Trubisky quite yet. Right. I'm getting there, like I said.
Yes,
but Nagy, he'll figure out a way to get those. Guys in positions to succeed. So.
He's going to keep all the defenses that he plays on their toes.
Oh man,
all season long.
Yeah.
Which only makes it easier for the offense, the defense, and Trubisky alone. So,
yeah.
What do you think about Ridley that they got from Georgia?
Man, he's related to
Calvin
Ridley, right? Yeah, that's his brother.
Yep.
So yeah, I think. I like the pick.
Yeah.
Obviously, they need receiver depth.
Yeah.
It seems like the Bears always do.
Well, I saw there was like comments going back and forth, and then they were like, well, if you're mad that the Bears drafted a receiver, here's the 4 receivers that were on the roster 3 years ago, and it was like Josh Bellamy, Kevin White, like Marcus Wheaton, and then Dontrell Inman or something, like just terrible lineup for receivers.
Yeah.
And it was like
they need receivers.
Yeah, they're gonna load up if they got him in the 4th round, and they were all saying he was like easily by far the best talent on their board at the time.
Yeah.
Like 2nd round talent almost, low 2nd, high 3rd. And yeah, they said, he's not quite as fast as Calvin.
Yeah.
But the route running, the catch radius, his hands, I think he's a little bigger too.
Yeah, he's got more size, I think.
And I think he was the leading receiver for Georgia.
Yeah, no, it'll be. I think he'll get some PT, obviously, for sure.
For sure, I think so.
Yeah, no, I think I like that pick too. Their first 2 picks I really liked a lot.
Yeah.
As 3rd and 4th round.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get necessarily any guys that are gonna be game breakers right away. But
they're gonna have to go out and really grind and prove it.
Right.
Could you think about it? I mean, it has happened.
Yeah. Oh, for
Eddie
sure.
Jackson, I think they got him in like the. Was he a 5th?
Well, he had a knee injury.
Yeah, which dropped him
really
way back.
Slipped.
I thought he was a 5th round with Tariq Cohen. Maybe I know Tariq Cohen was a 5th round. Maybe I'm not thinking right with Eddie Jackson.
Either way, though,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
It does happen.
It does. And offensively, especially like I said with Matt Nagy, he's going to really find a way to put those guys in good positions.
Right. No,
so
I agree.
I think I like those picks a lot.
Yeah.
I think they'll do fine.
Yeah, and like you said, after that, I think there's potential, but it'll kind of be some special teams guys who the test the waters. There was a guy, I forget his name, from K-State though, cornerback that they said could find his way on some PT in the nickel this year. But other than that, yeah, probably some special teams guys,
right,
and everything. But no, I mean, like they didn't have a lot of needs to fill, which is always nice.
Right.
So it made it easier with the limited draft picks that they had. But yeah, so we'll see. I'm looking forward to the season, and they have, I think, like 4 kickers on their roster right now. So hopefully they figure that out.
I'm glad they got rid of Cody Parkey, man. I was done.
Yeah,
I
couldn't
anymore. Back, I don't even know if I could have ever watched. Like, because it's going to be is any close game where you need to kick a field goal, he's probably going to miss.
And you're second guessing it every time you throw him out there.
Right, and he's probably at this point second guessing himself.
Oh, he had to have been.
Let's be honest.
He had to have been.
All that pressure is on him. That's a lot.
Right. So. Absolutely. Speaking of pressure, let's move along to the NBA playoffs.
Oh, yes.
We're currently, enjoying our Jack Daniels, watching the Celtics and Milwaukee Bucks game 2.
Yes.
In Milwaukee. But do you think there's some pressure on Milwaukee? I know a while ago, probably like 4 episodes, you were before the Celtics were like 6th seed at the time, 6th seed.
Yeah, they were struggling.
And you were like, nah, I think they're going to turn the corner. I think they're going to come out hot. And here they are. They take game 1. They're down right now 6 in the 3rd. But, do you think there's pressure on Milwaukee right now, or is it too soon?
There's definitely pressure after game 1, I think, for them. It's a pretty inexperienced team as far as playoff experience goes.
Definitely.
You got a rising superstar, potentially the league MVP in Giannis.
Right.
This year, this is his team clearly, and it's like, okay,
about to be his conference here in a year or 2.
I know, but it's like, okay, what you gonna do now?
Right.
You got your backs are against the wall. Not I don't want to say against the wall, but like you just got hit in the mouth.
Right. Like, and they got beat. I think they lost by double digits. I think
it was like a 20-point.
Yeah, it was like 122 to, I don't know. It was not a close game.
So
at Milwaukee.
Right. Boston brought it to them. So yeah, there was definitely some pressure on them going into game 2. So far it looks like they're answering the call. They've got a nice, 7-point lead now. But yeah, this game was really like almost a wake up call for them. Like, okay, now how are you going to respond after you lost to the team that everyone said was going to be going to the NBA Finals at the beginning of the year?
Right.
And part of kind of why I was high on Boston. I'm like, hey man, they've got the guys to do it. They did it without Kyrie last year. If they can all figure out how to play together,
right?
I mean, look, they've already proven that they can almost get there
take them
without
there, yeah.
Kyrie.
Exactly.
So,
and that was kind of my thing too. I don't want to say that the pressure's on them yet.
Yeah.
If they were to lose this game and go to Boston down 0-2, definitely.
Oh man.
Like you said, I think it was a good wake up call.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're quite against the wall for me.
There's no need to panic yet.
Right. No. But the thing about Milwaukee is, if Giannis isn't having one of those monster games, like, he's an animal.
Yeah.
He's going to get his, but, like, if he's not having a good game, who are you going to lean on?
Who's the second guy?
If they're going to double Giannis, who are you going to lean on?
Right.
And don't get me wrong, Chris Middleton, in my opinion, is that guy, but can he be that consistent Jason Tatum to Kyrie type player? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
And, since we've been watching this game, he's been playing really well. He's shooting lights out, and he's playing great. But can they consistently lean on him throughout the playoffs? Like you said, they don't have a lot of experience. But they also have the roster, the Bledsoe, the dog. They got the dogs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I don't know.
The pressure's not on them yet. It was a wake-up call. I really think that if, like I said, they're in control of this game right now, but if they were to go down 0-2, let's say Boston makes a big run in the, second half here, it's like, hey.
Right.
It's I don't want to say panic yet. You ain't down 3-0.
Right, but it's
like, whoa, this is,
Right. I agree. And just from us watching, the first half of this game, they've shown that, hey, we're not folding yet.
Right. They're not scared. They're not afraid.
Backing down.
Yeah,
no,
they're not
absolutely
backing down.
not.
So they made the necessary adjustments so far.
Right. They got a good coach in Boltenheiser who's gonna make the right adjustments. Almost all the time.
He won. He's gonna win Coach of the Year. Or did he?
He's a vote. No, they didn't yet. But
they haven't voted. But he's gonna win
be
Coach of the Year.
They think
sure.
so. Yeah. So I agree. I don't think that they need to hit the panic button just yet.
Right.
But what do you think? Did you watch Game 1 of Golden State Rockets?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Some of the controversy that's been going on, like all week since that. I have mixed feelings about it.
Go ahead. Go ahead and give your.
I mean, the game was awesome. It was such a good game. I think the series is going to be another amazing series, and I wish we could get this in the Western Finals.
Yeah.
Not, conference.
Sure.
Or semifinals. But I don't know. Like, there's a lot that goes into this, but I don't think that. Do I think Harden sure flopped a little bit at the end? Yes. But was it still a foul technically to the rules? I think it was. You have to give the shooter somewhere to land. You have to, according to the rules, and the refs were calling it earlier in the game.
Right.
And because of because of where the game was at, almost the last shot of the game, just like Hail Marys in football, 9 times out of 10, nothing's getting called.
Right.
Which isn't fair. It's not right, and they know it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what the last 2-minute report says. They're saving their asses on that.
No,
they're not going to come out and say, "Hey, we missed that call for 3 free throws for James Harden."
But they came out and said that they missed 3 other calls.
Yeah, that ones that didn't alter the game as much as that one.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, like.
Do you expect them to come out and say, "Hey, game 1 of the best series right now in the NBA Finals, we missed the game-tying shot"?
I don't necessarily expect that, but here's why it's not a foul. Because James Harden did the old stick my leg. He jumped basically 2 or 3 feet forward. That is not a natural shot motion.
Not all the time.
But did you see how far his legs? Jay Williams gave a great description of this on, I believe it was Get Up earlier this week. And he's like, this is not a foul because He wasn't vertical. He was not straight up and down with his shot. He kicked his legs way forward to try and draw contact. Yes, Draymond jumped forward a little bit. He would not have made contact with Harden had Harden not stuck his feet out. Now, he didn't do it as blatant as Reggie Miller used to do it, stick his leg out, but he stuck kind of almost like he was about to sit in a chair.
Right.
Like he stuck his legs out, and then Draymond bumped into him a little bit. That is not the same. It's not the same as the Virginia and Auburn game where the guy clearly jumped into the shooter and the shooter was straight up and down.
Keep going, but I am ready to freaking fire, right?
He is not. That is not a foul, Chris. How is that a foul?
Listen, first of all, two things. One, not every 3-point or shot is going to be a standstill jump shot. First of all. Second of all, which exactly what the Virginia shot was, a spot-up jump shot from the 3-point corner. Mm-hmm. Not every jump shot's going to be like that.
I gotcha.
The way Harden moves, his step backs, his crossovers, he's throwing his body all over the place. Am I saying that was the most natural jump shot I've ever seen Harden take?
He tried to draw the foul instead of focusing on hitting the jump shot.
So what's worse? You know what? The 3-point shots where they pump fake, jump into the defender.
That's bad too.
What's worse? Jump shot kicking your legs out on a moving jump shot?
Chris, he moved like 3 feet from his spot.
Okay.
He's not playing damn leapfrog. What the hell? That was not a normal jump shot.
Define a normal jump shot?
Not that. Not jumping.
Define a normal jump shot.
We can watch this game right here and see a normal jump shot. And it was definitely not what James Harden did. He did not. I'm not saying you got to go literally straight up and down and be within 1 inch of, where you take off from. But, dude, he literally jumped forward way unnaturally. It was not a natural, basketball move. And that's probably why he missed the shot.
I agree. It wasn't a natural.
And that's why it should not be called a foul.
Well, it wasn't called a foul, but it should have been called a foul.
No, absolutely not. And the thing about this is, James Harden is great at manipulating the refs and getting them to call little ticky-tack
He leads the league in free throws.
Did you see the little ticky-tack foul that he got driving to the lane where he missed the first free throw, by the way? So that's on James Harden. He was driving to the hole, and he threw his arm up basically to draw the foul and threw the ball in the air, and it went off the backboard, and they call a foul? I'm like, that's not a shot. He literally threw his arm into the defender's arm. Now, I get it. Look, he's great. He's mastered the art of drawing fouls.
That's making contact.
I get it. It's part of the game now. But that is why, shoot, man. That's
all I'm saying.
It came back and bit him. Trying to draw a foul instead of focusing on hitting the damn shot.
The league leader in free throws came back to bite him for trying to get more free throws. He's the best at doing it. Why not keep doing it, first of all? Second of all,
the shot. How many times is he going to choke in the playoffs?
He did not choke. If they had Chris Paul last year, they would have won. And as the Rockets tweeted, Game 7, they missed was it 81 missed fouls in Game 7 of the conference finals last year. 81 fouls.
Okay.
That is ridiculous.
Okay, timeout for one.
That is ridiculous.
I get it. Okay, look.
And that's
No, it might be facts, but let the Warriors do an audit.
I hope they do.
They don't need to. You know why? Because they won.
Well, of course. What are they going to say? Yeah.
You don't need to. Okay, timeout. And see, this is what drives me crazy. You want to make the Rockets are so soft for doing this. They want to make all these damn excuses about why they lost. Win the game. Make threes. James Harden. How about you hit a damn three?
Referees need to be held accountable for their actions. They have never once been held accountable for anything ever in any sport in America.
Really?
Okay, besides what's his name in the NBA when he was rigging games.
Okay.
And he got caught on it.
Gotcha.
Name another time they fined a ref for missing calls. Suspended a ref for missing calls.
I understand.
No, never.
I understand.
Ever.
I understand what you're saying. Maybe referees should be held accountable.
They should be audited every year. Okay. This ref missed this many calls in 1 year. This ref missed this many calls in a year.
I got you.
They should be audited.
I got you. But why?
So you're going to go tell the Saints to win a game? That is the worst call I've ever seen in my life. And that ref should be fined.
Okay, that's way different than...
Different, but the same circumstances. Cost them a game.
Okay. Way different.
And what did that ref get? Nothing. He didn't even... All the league came out and said, we missed the call. That's messed up.
Mm-hmm. I understand your frustration.
And it's not the same circumstances. It's only game one of the semifinals.
Conference semifinals.
Yes, I keep messing that up.
I understand, but the Rockets have so many excuses.
Yes.
That's all they got. That's all they got.
That's okay.
That's all they can hang their hat on. They can't accept the fact that James Harden does not play the same way in the playoffs. He does not elevate his game like other great players do in the playoffs. Look at Kevin Durant.
Okay.
Okay.
That's not fair either.
No, time out. But James Harden was the league MVP last year, was he not?
Yes.
And he did not show up when he needed to in the playoffs last year.
Kevin Durant has no pressure on him whatsoever to do anything in the NBA ever.
Okay.
That does matter. You were going to say it doesn't, and I read your lips because it does matter.
It might matter.
It does matter.
But, okay, you're saying...
Tell me the last time there was pressure on Kevin Durant. When they lost to LeBron in the finals. That was the last time there was pressure on Durant ever.
Okay.
There's pressure on Harden every game. That's why he's MVP. There's no pressure on Durant, ever. Durant goes out there, runs around, comes off a screen.
So basically you're telling me that James Harden, the league MVP, can't handle the pressure of the playoffs? Of a second-round playoff game?
No, it's game one, and they lost by
4.
Really, yeah.
3, whatever.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
But
in Golden State.
Okay, but...
It's not like they got blown out and they're complaining.
I'm saying they literally, a whole year later, came out with this audit and released this audit because now they want to, a whole year later, Chris.
Right.
Not even, look, the Saints had every right. The entire world saw that was the most blatantly missed call in probably the history of sports.
Yeah, literally.
The entire world saw that. Saints came out dang near the next day like, hey, no, this ain't right. We're going to the league and protesting.
Right.
The next day. Don't come at me a year later with some audit saying, oh, you missed 81. According to our audit.
Right.
To our audit, you missed 81 fouls. Man, they miss fouls every day.
Every day.
In every game.
Every game.
It's a part of the game.
It is. No, I agree.
Accept it, move on, get better, and win. Win the damn game. Like, dude, oh man, I'm getting so fired up about this because, look, it comes back to these excuses and James Harden, like, not stepping up in the playoffs consistently. He does this. Not stepping up when he needs to.
Didn't you call James Harden manipulative with his basketball move? Did you use the word manipulative?
He manipulates the refs to get calls.
But couldn't that also work in his favor?
It does all the time.
Couldn't this whole example work in the Rockets' favor? Is this going to make the refs second get? Like, are they seeing this thinking like, all right, maybe we are missing these calls? Couldn't it just be a tactic ploy?
Hey, it could be. I don't know.
I mean, it's easy for us to sit here and say they're making excuses.
Shoot better from the three-point line. Shoot like you do in the regular season. You might win a game in the playoffs.
It was game one. They lost by 4.
Okay. If you'd have shot like you did in the regular season, you win the game. The pressure's too much.
We don't know that for sure yet.
James Harden missed a free throw in a pretty critical situation. It would have cut it down to 2 had he hit both free throws.
All I'm saying is
James Harden has choked in the playoffs, and if the Rockets lose and it's because he's not the same James Harden as he is in the regular season, look, he's a choker. That's what it is.
That's not... Last year, he didn't choke in the playoffs. Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals against the reigning champions.
Did you see what he shot?
What did he shoot?
Man, do you want to pull up the statistics real quick?
He carried that team is what he did.
He carried that team in Game 7. But James Harden does not shoot the same percentages in the playoffs.
I don't think he does. I'm not saying that. And I'm not saying he's... I don't want to say he's like... how do I want to put this? Because I know sometimes our audience doesn't like when we bring up LeBron. But I won't even go down that alley. Never mind.
Go ahead.
Not even going to go down there.
Sure.
I don't know.
What alley are you going to go down?
I'm not going down it. Anyway, I don't know. I still think that a foul should have been called because it was called earlier in the game. At least be consistent, right? That's fair to say.
I understand the consistency, stuff. Doesn't mean the call earlier was right, does it?
No.
Okay. So you see...
Well, maybe it was right.
Okay. I don't think jumping 3 feet, trying to kick your legs out and...
But that's part of the game, like you said.
No, that is not. That is not a foul.
If the refs call it early, they got to call it late, right?
I guess so. In a imperfect world that we live in, I guess so.
I just don't want to see the freaking Warriors win again.
They're going to.
You think?
If they get past Houston, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pulling up some quick stats from last year. This was just in the playoffs, the Warriors and Rockets series. James Harden's plus minus in Game 7 was -13.
I hate that number.
So just for these other, these people out here, shot 15% from 3, 2 of 13 from 3.
Sounds like Russell Westbrook.
Exactly. And what are they calling him right now?
A bust.
He's not a winner.
Right.
James Harden is not a winner. That's my case.
It's okay. Like you said, that was last year. Are we talking about this year?
It's kind of playing out the same way.
We'll find out. I think Game 2's tonight.
I hope it is.
Oh, what do you know? It's on after this.
Can't wait.
That's okay.
We'll be on next week talking about this.
You're going to see me on Instagram Live tomorrow talking about how James Harden smacked them and got the calls he deserved. Not a league leader in free throws 2 years in a row for nothing. Let the man shoot his free throws when he gets to. That's a foul.
It's not a foul, but all right. We'll agree to disagree on that.
That's fine.
Who do you think's coming out the East and the West?
I do think Golden State's gonna win.
See, okay, and not because of the refs. It's because they're better.
Well, yeah.
And James Harden is a choker. Sorry,
he can't be labeled as a choke artist yet.
He's on his way.
It's okay. He's only like 26, 27, I think. No, actually, he might be 28. Anyway, I think Golden State's going to come out. I don't think, to be honest, Portland or Denver have a shot against either the Rockets or Golden State. No. Even though I do like Portland. Damian Lillard is a dog.
He is, man.
He's a dog.
I love Dame Lillard, man.
He's a dog.
He's the truth.
But I was kind of concerned when Philly beat... excuse me. I was super sold on the Raptors when they beat Philly in Game 1. I think I saw Colin Cowherd come out with a stat that said Kawhi was one of the top 4 underrated players along with Jimmy Butler. Kawhi Leonard is one of the best players in the NBA. Yeah. He took a whole year off, came back, is going to take this Raptors team farther than DeMar DeRozan ever could. I think Kyle Lowry's more overrated than he is for sure.
Kyle Lowry is lousy.
I swear. He is. Honestly, I do not
lousy with Lowry, man. Jeez.
I think he's overrated. I think it's going to be the Raptors versus Bucks. I think the Bucks are going to pull off against Boston.
Really?
Yeah, I do. And then, I don't know, man. I think the Bucks are going to win. I think they're going to go all the way. I would love to see Kawhi go after it. But I don't think he'll make it.
Okay.
Even though their team's good.
They are, yeah.
So, as bad as I don't want Golden State to win again, I think they will.
I mean, if they don't, it'll be the biggest shock, really.
Yeah.
In a long time in the NBA.
Right.
I've got them coming out of the West. Really, if they beat the Rockets, I don't think there's a competition in the Western Conference Finals. Philly and Toronto. I mean, that's a great series. I think that's gonna go 7.
Yeah, I really could see all of them going 7 besides Portland and Denver.
Yeah,
I mean they could.
Yeah,
but I could see every series. Really, I could even see every series going to 7.
I gotcha. I think really whoever wins, out of Milwaukee and Boston is going to come out of the East.
Yeah.
I think those are the two best teams. Milwaukee's got a pretty nice lead on Boston right now in game 2. It's really, that series is going to come down to what coach can make the best adjustments between each game.
Yeah.
Milwaukee's proven that they've made a huge adjustment this game.
Kind of see what Stevens does after
see what happens. I mean, really, once they stole home court essentially by winning game 1.
Right.
So I'm gonna go with my pick.
Your
earlier
pick.
my first pick out of the East that I had earlier in the year, and that's Boston.
Yeah, gonna stick with it.
Yep, they've got a little bit more experience
right.
than Milwaukee, and obviously they got Kyrie.
Yeah.
Dude can take over a game whenever he chooses to.
Right.
So I'm going to go with Boston.
Okay.
I don't feel great about it, but that's who I'm going with out of the East. And then Golden State.
Yeah.
Again, to win. So
exactly. I think that Golden
won't
State's
be a 4-game sweep, I don't think, of Boston. But
hell no.
5, maybe 6 games.
Against Boston?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can agree with that. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Oh, I can't wait to go watch that Golden State.
I swear, me too. I'm gonna do my best to stay up for it, but
right.
We'll see what happens.
So we got 2 out of the big 3 sports.
Yeah,
we talked about today.
Yeah,
how you feeling about baseball?
Well,
we're a month through the season. Teams are starting to show more of their true colors.
Yeah. I think like we said earlier, it's still early to see what teams are kind of gonna pull away.
Yeah.
And like you said, that's still probably June. We'll start to see
June. maybe and then through the All-Star break.
Yeah.
Late June through the All-Star break, we'll start to see teams.
Right. Because I think I might have let the audience know, but Cam's more of the MLB expert. I'm kind of like, don't get me wrong, I played it for 13 years, but it's like I stopped. Now I'm trying to work my way back into it, so I'm slowly starting to find myself on the couch watching baseball.
Yeah,
which has been nice.
Mm-hmm.
But it has been nice. I think it's getting more enjoyable, not just for me, but I think for a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's starting to bring back, the spark. It's about that time because it's in the summer.
Right. Everybody loves warm weather.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Sure. It's over that time period, and honestly, baseball games are a lot more fun to go to than probably people think. Like if you haven't been to one, like
they are. Yeah.
They're a good time.
Yeah. The bleachers at Wrigley. It's the greatest place to be. I know Chris will disagree, but
I did go last year, and I can confirm it was a blast.
Yeah.
But no, honestly, I was gonna say, kind of one of the things I wanted to get your perspective on was: are there any teams or people that are over or under kind of performing right now that you're kind of like, didn't really see this, shocked by this type of thing?
I'll go team first. The Red Sox are really, really struggling.
Yeah.
I think they're like 12-17 right now.
Yeah.
Reigning
champs.
Yeah, 4th in their division. I don't know if they're going through like some kind of World Series hangover thing,
which happens.
Yeah, sure it does. But they're so young and talented. You wouldn't think that you would have that.
Right. And go ahead. Sorry.
So they've really. I mean, Chris Sale has not looked good this year. I think he was hurt for a little bit. Went on the DL.
It was a contract year for him too, isn't it? I'm almost positive it is.
I believe so.
I think he said in an interview, he's like, I better get my act together.
Right.
I think, yeah.
That's really concerning to me. He was their ace.
Yeah.
So he was great dominant last year.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, you could not touch his stuff.
Literally, he's insane.
So yeah, they're probably my biggest, I guess team that I'm shocked that is doing so bad.
Right.
Shoot, at first, if you'd asked me a few weeks ago, it was the Cubs.
Right.
And I was like almost having mini panic attacks every day.
Yeah.
When they blow a lead, in the late innings, but they've started to right the ship, and they're only 3 games out after starting like
terrible.
Was it like 2-7 and or like 3-9, like awful, and they just looked bad.
Right.
Their record didn't even feel as bad as they looked. That's how bad they were.
Right.
So,
because they're in the Central.
NL Central.
Yeah,
and
I think 3 games back of the Cardinals.
Yep.
Yeah.
Stupid Cardinals. Man.
Yeah. No, man, the White Sox, they're playing about to my expectations. They're not gonna, how do I want to say? They're not gonna make any noise this year.
Right.
But like, they're beating the teams that they should beat.
Right.
The Orioles, Detroit, the teams that are worse than them. Like last year, you'd see, them lose to them quite often, where this year, like, they're kind of proving a point to me to somewhat, you know what I mean?
Right, that they're making improvement.
Exactly. They're getting better.
Yeah, and Tim Anderson is looking great, man. He's really taken a huge step.
Yeah, no,
this year. He's hitting like 375 so far.
Yeah, he's second in the whole league in batting average right now.
His OPS, on base plus slugging, is over 1,000, which is great.
Yeah, he lost me there.
Yeah, no,
anyway.
I'll explain that to you later, Chris. All the baseball, basically what that does is it tells you how much you're getting on base and how many total bases you're getting. So are you hitting for power?
Got it.
And he's doing that exceedingly well. Hitting over 1,000, that's, up there.
Pretty impressive.
With like Christian Yelich, which I know he's got like 14 homers this year.
Yeah, he's like
so far. Bellinger's up there too. Basically, he's up there with the best of them.
Right. In that category.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
He's a good young shortstop defensively too.
He's got that dog in him too.
He does.
He did.
I
loved
God. That bat flip.
Dude.
When they hit him the next at bat, I was like, he didn't do nothing wrong. He was getting his teammates hype.
Bro, and he threw it, flipped it towards our dugout. Our dugout. Ours. The White Sox dugout.
Yeah, don't include me in that.
Yeah, no. Well, I didn't want people to think like ours, like, oh, like he's acting like I'm on the White Sox. Like,
right. No,
anyway, but
cool.
No, that's that's the stuff that got me going. Like, show me that dog, show me that fire, exciting shit. That was sweet.
And the MLB as a whole is letting more of that happen.
As they should.
Yeah, and it makes the game exciting. Like,
even if it does bring out a little, arguments, fights.
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
I don't mind the benches clearing sometimes.
Hell
long
no.
as there's no too many brawls.
Yeah, I mean, as long as nobody's really out there getting hurt.
Right. Right.
But throw some fire in the game.
I like it. I like it a lot. Bryce Harper always has that flair.
Hell yeah.
The guy that has the most flair in the game, and I'm probably partial, Javier Baez. Dude is exciting.
Yeah, no, he is.
Dude is exciting.
How is he doing actually this year?
Because
he was in the run for MVP.
He was
NL
second
MVP?
in the MVP race last year to Christian Yelich.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Dude's off to another crazy start.
Beast.
But Javi's got like 9 homers this year, I want to say. He's playing, obviously, they call him El Mago, which is the magician.
Really?
And it means the magician in Spanish, because of his glove work.
Right.
And because of, everybody, I'm sure, watches baseball, has seen the way he tags guys.
Right.
I've never seen, it's such a small thing you would think.
Right.
But he's stolen so many outs.
Right.
On guys trying to steal second.
Just by his hands.
Just his hands so quick with the tag and so pinpoint accurate.
Right.
Think about when you've tried to tag somebody, like you just swipe and you miss.
Right.
This dude is, right on the hand that's trying to get into the base.
Right. Lightning
quick. The other day, I'm sure you guys who, if you follow us on Instagram, we posted a video of Javier Baez going down first base, basically hitting the juke button on the first baseman.
The jump cut.
Oh my gosh, made him look silly.
Heck yeah.
And got the first.
Right.
Like just things like that make it exciting for him to watch him. Like you don't see that across most major league players ever.
No, you definitely don't.
So yeah, just guys that have flair like that, they're allowed to show some flair.
I think it's definitely good for the game.
Yeah,
absolutely. Along with the bat flip things, like well, because there was controversy going on if it was or not.
Right.
And
you're not showing up especially Tim Anderson. He did not show up his opponent at all. I can see if a guy stares you down, whatever, is talking trash, running the bases. all right, yeah, you're getting one in the
Right.
hip next time.
And it goes back to kind of the thing that we talked about basketball. Well, do better. Strike me out.
Right.
Prove me wrong.
Right.
Don't be mad at me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't hit me because I hit a home run off you and I got excited.
Right.
How many times do you see a pitcher get excited after he gets a big out,
right.
Late inning situation?
Right. Out
serious?
of a jam or something like that.
I mean,
yeah.
the closer, when he gets the last out, he goes nuts.
Right. Exactly.
So these guys can't?
Right. No, I get it. Like I said, it's one thing to, walk slow down first base line, stare down the pitcher, something like that. But, don't get mad just because I'm throwing my bat. You know what I mean?
Hyping my teammates
exactly.
up. Come on.
Right.
Yeah, that's old school, and that's, when it comes to, baseball, I'm a purist. But, that part of the old school game has got to go if you want to grow the game of baseball.
Explain. You talking about the part about hitting?
Yeah, the part about hitting,
going after
retaliation.
Yeah.
You're mad because they did a bat flip. They didn't show you up. No, that's got to go. That
you
part
think?
cannot be in the game. No, I mean,
I understand. I'm kind of for it.
I understand hitting a guy if he shows you up.
Right.
I'm saying Tim Anderson did not show them up.
Right.
That's my point.
Yeah, okay, I get what you're saying. I was just saying, I'm all for if you're gonna disrespect me,
right,
I'm gonna hit you.
Exactly. If you're pulling a Russell Westbrook out there on the field, then
yeah, exactly. No,
expect to be hit.
In that certain situation, you're right. I don't think Tim Anderson did throw any disrespect towards the pitcher.
It was all directed. I mean, his
body,
everything was towards his dugout.
Exactly.
So there's no need for retaliating against that.
Right. Exactly. In that circumstance,
right.
I agree. But yeah, no, you mentioned a couple names, Bellinger and Yelich.
Yeah.
They're freaking insane.
Tearing it up right now.
I think I was doing just little, scout work, batting average, home runs, RBIs, and there was one other, but I don't remember what it was. It wasn't any of those weird stats that you'd be coming up with. But they were both in the top 4 in all of those.
Uh-huh.
In every single stat, those two names were in the top 4 in each one.
I
feel like they're levels ahead.
Yeah, they've started the season off real hot.
Crazy
hot. I think Yelich either had or tied for the most home runs through April.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, he's showing why he was the MVP last year.
Yeah, no, he's a dog too.
And Bellinger is showing why he won Rookie of the Year 2 years ago with 35 homers as a rookie.
Right.
He had a little bit of a drop off last year.
year.
But yeah, he's showing why
he's got a gun on his arm too.
Oh my gosh, I'm glad they put him in the outfield.
Yeah, same.
That's where he should be out there.
Yeah,
he's a great athlete.
They had him. Did you see that clip? They had him in right field, and dude, straight.
He's got a hose.
Yes, literally, is insane.
Yeah. No, yeah, those two guys are lighting the league up on fire right now.
Yeah. You think they'll keep it up?
I mean, they're gonna slow down a little bit. They'll go through probably some spells like a minor slump or whatever.
Right.
It's a long season.
Exactly.
You're not gonna be that good 162 games.
No.
So yeah, those guys are, but they'll be there in the end.
Yeah.
The Brewers, as much as I hate to say it, will be competing for top spot in the NL Central.
Right.
And then the Dodgers, I think, are the favorite to win out west.
Right.
So.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's a long season.
Yeah.
A lot of games left.
I still got faith in my Cubbies.
Yes, you should. I mean, they still have a good roster.
Yeah.
There's no reason they shouldn't be competing in the Central.
Yeah. They should win the Central with their pitching. Cole Hamels.
Right. I think
John Lester.
Their starters are good, but your relievers kind of
their bullpen
shaky.
is what was giving me panic attacks.
Yeah.
Basically at the beginning of the season, but they've straightened it out.
Right.
They've really kind of settled down quite a bit.
Right.
So you take out the first week of the season and they're sitting pretty.
Right.
So,
exactly.
So yeah, they'll be good. Another team I want to just speak on real quick is the Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah, they're playing really good.
First in the AL East, which is arguably the toughest division in baseball.
Yeah, they're 19-9?
Yeah. So, and they're doing that with their pitching. I mean, their pitching has been dominant.
Yeah.
Leading the league in ERA. I believe top 3.
Very important.
Top 3 next to Houston. I can't remember the other team in batting average against. So opponents are hitting like low 200s against their pitchers.
Dang.
So
yeah, that's really good.
They look great right now. But again, that is a beast of a division to get through.
I was going to say, how were they compared to last year? Obviously, it's early. They're off to a hot start, but is this kind of unexpected for them? I guess is what I'm wondering.
Not necessarily their pitching. The Rays are always slept on because they're a small market team, and you're not expected to get out of the East unless you're the Yankees or the Red Sox.
Right.
So really with the Rays, I mean they always have good young players, but then they trade them away or don't sign.
Right.
Their guys.
Kind of not making the right decisions.
Well, it's not necessarily that. It's just they don't spend the money on their players.
Okay.
So yeah, they always look good. A lot of times they look good to start a season. They play hard, but teams start making adjustments with all those young guys.
Right.
And then from there, it's just kind of, and being in the East, it's just tough.
It is.
Like they finish around 500 pretty often.
Right. Which isn't bad, but
right.
in that division, it's not normally going to cut it.
Sometimes they'll sneak into a wild card position.
Right.
But yeah, but they're still, they're a team to be reckoned with right now.
Oh, absolutely.
So you can't take them lightly. You got to come with a solid approach.
Yeah.
If you're hitting against them. So,
yeah.
So yeah, that's the other team that's on the opposite end of the spectrum that I'm really surprised with.
Awesome.
So
very nice. Well, that was a great way to close episode 9. Like we said, it was awesome to be back. I know we took a little break, had a week off, and hope you guys enjoyed episode 9. Like I said, CC TitleTown. I'm going to send it to Cam to kick you guys off.
All right, guys. If you enjoyed the podcast, be sure to subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and YouTube. Also, we've got our social media pages up and running. For Instagram and Twitter, it's at CC TitleTown. Check you guys next week.